In the story of Shamika Rishi and Parikshit being cursed, it's all the plan of the Lord, arrangement of the Lord, to bring about the Srimad Bhagavatam. Shamika Rishi. Because he was covered with a deer skin, had matted locks. Parikshit was very thirsty when the king arrived there, probably hunting in the forest, whatever. When he asked the sage for water, the sage was silent, absorbed in spiritual platform, meditation, samadhi. So when the king wasn't welcomed with proper words or offered a seat, water, or even kind words, which is the basic requisites when receiving any atiti or guest, one should even one has no money, he can offer kind words and a seat and some water. These three things, but even that was denied. So in response, the king became angry. He took the end of his bow and he picked up a dead snake which was lying nearby, and he hung it like a garland around the sage's neck. So when Shringi, I believe Shringi was his son, when he came there and he saw that his father was insulted in that way, he said, "Who's ever done this will die in 7 days by the bite of a snake bird." Because he used a snake to insult his father. He's okay, now a snake bird was a snake which develops wings after 7 years and flies in the sky like a bird, and whoever it bites and eyeball. Parikshit returned to the palace and began to question his behavior, and he was starting to feel somewhat repentive. Maybe the sage was in samadhi and didn't notice me. He wasn't deliberately ignoring me. So then Parikshit became a little bit repentive upon reflection. He didn't approve of what he did. He felt sorrowful for what he did. He began to wonder whether the sage was just really in trance or pretending so to avoid receiving the king. Repentance comes in the mind of a good soul as soon as he commits something wrong. A very important point Prabhupada mentions. So when we do something wrong and we feel bad, oh, I did this wrong thing. Krishna, please help me. Repentance comes in the mind of a good soul as soon as he commits something wrong. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, in his commentaries in Jiva Goswami, says that the king's actions were not due to his past deeds. This arrangement was all made by Krishna just to call the king back home, back to Godhead. What was the plan of Krishna? Why did he do this? What was his plan? Jiva Goswami reveals. Krishna's plan was to inspire Maharaj Parikshit with full detachment and to cause the Bhagavatam to be spoken and to bring the king to him. So these were two things, because a king usually is pretty attached to his kingdom, his position, his kinghood or kingliness, his royal position. So Shringi was actually everything was being arranged by the Lord. So repentance is an issue here, but that was from the king's side. He was repentive for his actions, but the action was all impelled by Krishna. Krishna forced him to do it like that. For 3 reasons. 1, to fill the king with vairagya, detachment. 2, to make an arrangement for the Bhagavatam to be spoken. And most importantly, out of his love, to bring the king back to him. So if you're attached to people in this world and objects of this world and positions in this world and facilities and enjoyments of this world, then you can't go to Krishna's world. You stay here. So on one level, of course, he was a devotee, but he also must have been attached. So Krishna arranged for him to become detached. He became detached by hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam.